With major public figures like Andrew Tate, Sniko, and others becoming Muslim, Islam seems to be attracting more and more attention from mainstream media and Western people in general. With that being said, one of the main quote unquote issues that haters of Islam love bringing up is the marriage of Muhammad, peace be upon him, to his wife Aisha, who at the time of consummating marriage was 9 years old. Just recently, a podcaster, Pearl, asked about this rather disrespectful manner on her Twitter. So let's answer the question. Was the marriage of Aisha to our prophet, peace be upon him, a child marriage? To start off, we need to first identify our terms. First of all, what is a child? Well, according to Oxford definition, a child is a young human who is not an adult yet. So the question now becomes, what is an adult? Well, if we look at our world today, we find different answers. If you look at the age of consent across the countries, the number varies significantly, with some countries like Bahrain having it as high as 21 and other countries like Angola having it as low as 12. Taking a peek at Europe, we still see that the number still varies from country to country. Even in the United States, the age of consent is not the same all across the board. With all of that information in mind, now let's ask the question again, who can be classified as an adult? If we take the legal approach to this question, we run into a huge problem. Since a normal marriage in one country can be considered a child marriage in another. So, who decides whether a person has become fit for marriage or not? This part is where Islam comes in. In Islam, there is no set age for marriage. The marriage will be considered valid once a person becomes mature, and maturity may be different in different countries, climates, and most importantly, in different times. In the great city of Sparta, boys as young as 7 were removed from their parents' homes to begin something called a goj, a state-sponsored training program designed to mold them into skilled warriors. Pretty insane, right? Or how about this? Plutarch, an ancient Greek writer and philosopher of the Roman era, describes Romans of his time as giving girls in marriage at age 12 and younger. Or did you know that by 1870 in the US, at least 750,000 people under the age of 15 were working, and by the year 1911, more than 2 million Americans under the age of 16 worked 12 hours a day? Now, to us, all these stats seem atrocious. How can children that young fight, marry, or work? But the truth is, that is how it had been in virtually all corners of the world throughout the human history. What we are doing is judging the past by today's standards, and that is the fallacy of presentism. We are taking our modern concepts and ideas and using them to interpret past events. Yes, a 7-year-old boy training to become a warrior seems crazy to us. A 16-year-old working 12 hours a day seems just as absurd. But all of that is because we are taking these cases out of their context and applying what we see in our day-to-day lives. The Prophet, peace be upon him, lived in the 7th century. If only a century ago, what we would describe as children work a 12-hour shift, imagine how different the world was 14 centuries ago. To summarize, there is little to no doubt left regarding this matter. The marriage of our messenger and Aisha was a beautiful union, which can be seen in dozens of narrations. They loved each other and lived a happy life together. If anyone claims it to be the opposite, they need to bring forward their evidence. The burden of proof is always on the one making the claim.